Okay, I just started recording too. Cool. All right. So this is the final and there's nothing on here that's going to give anything away, so you can. And also if you go to the final so this is how this works. You can download these drawings here and it's not going to start the test. It's not going to You're going to just be on the page. So you're not going to lose any time. Just download the drawings. And oh, I guess we have it set up so that I started it because it's timing it already. All right, let me. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Maybe you have unlimited time. So, okay, I see. Okay, cool. So actually what I meant to say though is that these are available on this page. So here you haven't entered the final yet. So you've got these right here. You can download them and start working on them. And on yours I think this will say like start or something. But once you click that, you're in the test. So then it's going to start counting your time. You do have unlimited time, so don't worry about that. And these are the questions here. You're going to enter all your answers, and then you're going to upload the file at the very end. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your files open. Let's see. Someone want to remind me how this works real quick, because so you're gonna do save as. You're gonna save all your files into a folder, right? And then you're gonna make them. So let's just pretend this is your folder here. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. So yeah. So you're gonna go right here. You're gonna go pack and go, and your files are gonna show up here, right? You're gonna choose your save location. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Anyone have questions about it? Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so okay, cool. So then you're gonna pick your save location. You're gonna hit save, and it'll save it as a pack and go folder. And then once you have that, you're gonna go ahead and just upload here. You're gonna pick your file and upload it. Pretty self-explanatory. Does anyone Okay. So and that's you're talking about in here. So you gotta Yeah, so you're gonna click pack and go. You're gonna use the radio button that says save to zip file right here. And then okay, cool. Mhm. Right here. Okay, cool. All right, Mike, just because nobody can hear you on the recording, they're only going to hear me. I'm just going to repeat that. So, you need to include drawings here. Make sure that you check save to zip file right here, right? Find the spot where you want to save it. Make sure you know where you saved it, because sometimes I'll save stuff and I'll be like, where the heck is that? And I'll spend forever. I'll just have to save it again so I know where it went. But you're gonna do that. Uh, pick your location, and then you're gonna save. Did I get everything? Cool. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike. Um, so I think that should be. Anyone else have questions about the final? Cool. Cool. All right. Thanks. Okay. So sure, no problem. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna just because I gave you that assembly lab for the actuator, I'm gonna show you a super simple actuator. This is in the book, and these are in your training files. So you've got a, a rack here. It's like a gear. Uh, Oops, I thought I had the other one open. Yeah, and then we're gonna. That's weird. Okay. Well, anyway, and this is your gear. So this is your it's called a rack and pinion assembly. Um, and it's in chapter 11. So this is an advanced mate. It's the first one in chapter 11, page 11-2. But this is kind of cool. It's one way that you can make your actuator assembly if you're using a gear drive type of assembly. It's one way that you can make it work. It would also work with like probably a ball screw type assembly, although that might be a little more complicated because those spin as well as move up and down. But you could kind of use it to simulate what the motion is going to look like. But those are your two components for this one, and I'm gonna show you real quick how we're gonna put those together so that they move sort of realistically. So I'm gonna do a new. I can get my mouse to work. Assembly. Okay. I'm not sure what I have this problem now. If I have a single file open and then I want to open an assembly, oops. I have to like restart SolidWorks. It's really annoying. Um, yeah, that usually works, huh? um, if it doesn't work, I didn't hit it hard enough. So let's see. There you go. Ooh, yeah, true. Funny story. So the company that I work for, we build these big, I mean, they're not huge, but fairly big machines, right? They're for pharmaceutical, like drug development, basically. And we sell them to companies all over the world. But we sold one to someone in this company in California. So I flew down there to do the install. And this machine, it was like probably, it was two sections, and they were probably like 5 feet by like 4 feet deep, like 5 feet long each section, and they went side by side. And the only way to get them into this building was to remove an upstairs window. They had like this big floor to ceiling window that was like 5 feet wide, and pick them up with a forklift and move them in through that window. So they hired like this rigging company to come in and actually do the lifting, but I had to be there to kind of supervise, I guess, make sure that everything went smoothly, and that they didn't drop the machine when I wasn't looking, but it was really funny. I had built this machine basically from start to finish, and I was really sick of it. Like it was just it was a mess. The whole project was kind of crazy, but we get there and they're lifting this machine in through the second story window with a forklift, and they were like having trouble kind of finagling it in the window. And I was standing there like inside the building on the second floor watching them squeeze this thing in through the window, and there's like six guys all like, standing around it like doing trying to get it through the window without, anything bad happening. And there's like a guy down on the first floor running the forklift, and he's got it like an entire floor up in the air, 20 feet up. And I was standing there and I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if this thing just fell right now? Like, it would just make my day. And don't tell my boss I was thinking that, but I told my boss I was thinking that. He thought it was hilarious. But that was quite a day. Anyway, so we're gonna do this assembly here. So we're just gonna insert our components. Let's just go to. I thought I saved them both here. Okay, they're not both showing up, so I gotta go back to my folder, which I put on my desktop. I did rack and pinion right here. And my pinion is not showing up, so I had to copy it over from here. Let's open that. It's not gonna work because, oh, nope, it worked. Alright. Okay, I think is it gonna ask me if I wanna save it as a new version? I guess not. Alright. Well, let's see what happens. It's not showing up. I'll just put this one in. Okay, so there's the gear. I'm not sure where my pinion is, but it doesn't seem to be showing up for me. Let's try this. I did, actually. Let's see if I can. Oh, now it's showing up here. It's an SMG file, whatever that is. Try this. Alright. Make sure it's the new version. Alright, cool. So now we're going to go ahead and try and open that. There it is. And we're going to put it right here. Okay. So the first thing we want to do with this is we're just going to add a mate. We're going to make it, this is just a simple one. We're going to make the front planes coincident. So we go into the feature manager tree here. And we're going to do front plane and front plane. And we're just going to make those coincident. And click OK. And then we're going to do another one. We're going to make the right planes parallel. So right plane and right plane. We're going to do parallel, not coincident. Because if we make them coincident, they're going to be locked in place one above the other. Does everyone kind of see that? We want this to be able to roll back and forth. So, cool. Alright, so you can see we're still going to be able to move this back and forth this way, but it's not going to go side to side. Oh, I guess it still goes side to side. We're going to add another mate that prevents that. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So the front planes are coincident, but I think that means they won't do this. So they'll stay but they can move side to side, but they can't like turn against each other. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and we can do that, but they both rotate together. So, all right. Let's see. So we're going to suppress. Let's see. There's some mates showing up that we actually don't have in here, so I'm not sure what I skipped. So we made the front planes coincident. We made the right planes coincident. Yeah, that's correct. Sorry. We made the right planes parallel. So now we're going to add a mechanical mate. Just making sure I didn't miss something here. All right. So we're going to add a mechanical mate here. So we're going to expand this section right here. And we're going to use the rack pinion mate here. So let's see. And for the parts of these two parts that we want to have mated, we actually are going to select, let's see, edge one. So for the pinion, we want this perimeter circle here that goes around. It's a construction circle. You can see that because it's a dotted line. And for the rack, we want to select actually not that edge. We want this edge right here, the front of one of the teeth. Actually one of the notches between the teeth. So that is going to be a line that runs all the way down, basically, because these are all collinear. But we're going to select that. And then, let's see. So we want to enable the reverse. So that means it can go both ways, basically. It can move in both directions. Let's see, we're going to use pinion pitch diameter, which is this first option. So the pitch is the distance between the teeth. You could also use this option here. And you would put in how far it travels on your rack or your straight gear here for each revolution of the round gear. But we're just going to use pinion pitch diameter. And we're going to click OK. Alright. So now we should be able to... something happened there. Oh, it moved over. Alright, So I think I'm missing something here because we should be able to slide this back and forth. That might be what it is. Let's see. Yeah. So, all right. So, you know what I did wrong here, actually? The book doesn't tell you, but they actually give you the assembly, um, let's see. I had one of these folders there. Yeah, okay. So this is the assembly. They want you to start with this one, so they've already put a whole bunch of mates in here for you. Actually, only 4. But, and that's where this chapter starts. So that's where I went wrong. As I just opened the 2 parts and started from scratch. So they put in a distance here, which is from this point to, I think to this bottom plane here. And then they have this distance, which is from the center of your gear to this plane right here. So they added a couple of construction planes. And let's see. They added a coincident, which I'm not sure what they made coincident here. They added another one here. So I think they made these 2 planes coincident. They're, again, construction planes. So, so anyway, so if you start with that file, it's also in your training files folder in the same spot, chapter 11. It's this rack and pinion mates file, which is an assembly. So we're going to do the same thing again. It'll be super quick. So we're going to make those front planes coincident. Oops, not that front plane. We're going to go front plane. And front plane. Okay. And then we're going to make the right planes parallel like we did. It goes parallel. All right. And then there is, let's see. So then we're going to actually go in and suppress that parallel mate that we just added. The reason we did that was because it moved these 2 so that they're in line with each other. And we needed that to continue with the drawing, but then we can suppress it in order to allow them to move the way they're supposed to. So it's this button right here. Okay, I don't know why it gave me that, but, and you'll see that this is gray once it's suppressed. So to unsuppress you go back to the same spot, you would click this little button right here. So I just right click this, click unsuppress, and there you go. So we want to keep it suppressed. I don't know why I'm getting that message, and I wasn't with all the other changes I made, but whatever. Okay, so let's try that mechanical mate again and see what happens this time. So we're going to go mechanical mate, we're going to do rack and pinion, and then for rack we're going to use that little construction circle there. Let's see. Do I have it backwards? Yeah. Okay. So one of these front tooth edges is rack, and then for pinion, we select the circle, and we want to allow reverse, and click OK. So then when we move the bottom piece here, the gear should spin and those teeth should line up. Does everyone see that? So that's a mechanical rack and pinion mate. Um, and then sorry, what was that? Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't need to go that crazy for this lab. If you build a whole motor, I'm gonna be pretty impressed, but I'm not expecting that quite that level. um, you can find some totally impressive things that people have done with SolidWorks. Like, Jason actually has a file. I'm gonna see if I can get it from him on a flash drive or something, and I'll show you all next quarter in CAD 2. But he has this file somebody made. It's a set of calipers, and they can actually measure stuff. So, like, if you open your calipers in this assembly, you could use them to actually like measure the parts in here, which is kind of neat because they're just drawn in SolidWorks, but they actually do the measuring for you. Um, so I mean, yeah, you could do that, but it's cool to have one that's like in SolidWorks and it shows the value on your screen. I can't remember if it's a drawing of or if it's an assembly of digital calipers or if it's like, the analog ones with analog, I guess. I'm not sure. The ones with the little round face where the needle goes around. I can't remember which kind he said it was, but either way, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? He left campus and he had to go home and jump on a meeting. So he's either probably in that meeting or he's not on here. He always leaves his Discord open. So. Right. Yeah, I'll see if I can I'll see if I can get that file from him and I'll show it to you guys next quarter, but I don't I don't know I'm sure he can get it to me. But how many of you are planning on taking CAD 2 next quarter? Cool. Okay. Yeah. I think CAD 2 is going to be every other quarter. I think they're going to alternate CAD 1 and CAD 2 unless they have like extreme demand for it and they can justify offering both in one quarter. But I think at this point the plan is to do CAD 2 spring and or sorry, winter and summer quarter, and then CAD 1 is going to be spring and fall. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Are you going to still be around summer quarter? Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. 'Cause yeah, I think I would say if you're not planning on doing CAD 2 next quarter, you're probably gonna have to wait until summer, but you might want to check with I don't know, Taylor would probably be able to tell you for sure. I don't know if they've really hammered out the schedule that far ahead. But I know that's what Jason was telling me they're tentatively leaning toward doing. So, um, okay, cool. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of people next quarter that are not in your cohort too that already took CAD 1. So, I'll have some new faces that I may or may not actually get to see in person. But um okay, cool. So that's pretty much what I had for you guys today. I just wanted to show you how to do that cool mechanical mate. Um, I know you're probably all really busy. It's the end of the quarter, and what you've got to do for me is fairly straightforward for the final. So unless anybody has serious concerns or wants to go over anything else again, um, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Obviously, this is the last class, so if you have any questions, ask me now. But the final or the lab? Oh, it's you can submit it online. It's posted in Canvas, so go ahead and submit it there. Yeah. Yeah. I did not take attendance today. There's 10 weeks of attendance in Canvas right now, and I could add another week and put you all in there. But we talked about also at the beginning of the quarter that attendance was for extra credit this quarter. So everybody that's here pretty much, I think, has showed up for enough classes to get the extra credit. So, and that was 10 points. So at this point, like, uh, I'm not really counting. I'm stoked you're all here. I'm gonna post this online too. um, now I'm just. Sorry, go ahead. Yes, I will. I'll be here Wednesday. Mhm. Yep. And yeah. And then next Monday is when everything is due. I will be here. I'm not gonna do a lecture next Monday, but I'll be here. If anybody has questions, feel free to check in with me or call me up or email me or message me or whatever, or show up on campus if you feel so inclined. But yeah, next Monday I'm not going to do a lecture because it's for all intents and purposes it's the last day of the quarter. I really don't see any reason to. Everything's due that night. So I'll be here if you're struggling with the final and you are down to the wire, yeah, or whatever, and you want to come and see me or talk to me, then I'll be here. So, all right. Any questions? Anyone worried about anything? Sounds good. All right, cool. See you in a few minutes then, Virgil. Anyone else? Yeah, you too. All right. Okay, bye guys.